Hey guys, so welcome to my class. So this is a simple video or a simple class on how I work on my bride. This is a Kalabari bride, like we are doing a Kalabari outfit. So yeah, I decided to show you a simple tutorial on this. So apparently I fixed the contact lens for the other eye, and then I noticed that her eyes are too shaky, so I um try to be very careful, because people with mostly shaky eyes doesn't really turn out well, and I really don't want her eyes to be sore. So straight up I went into brushing the brows because I needed to like groom the brows properly, even if she doesn't really have brows, in order to get the kind of brows I want. Okay, there is one secret I need to tell you. If you don't groom your brows properly, you would not get a good result, whether you like it or not. So I went in to just remove a little bit of excess using my half razor. Okay, so you guys will be like, why is she using half razor? Yes, that's what I am comfortable with. So most times I always advise my students to use what they are comfortable with, not what the crowd is using. So for now, I just remove excess, any excess. After removing, I went in with my micellar cleansing water. My micellar cleansing water is from CPD. You all know CPD. You can check them on Instagram. Most of these brands I use, just go to Instagram, listen to my voice notes and type their name. After applying that, I went in with sweat block because it's going to be a long day. So I went in with sweat block to mattify her pores. The sweat block I'm using is from Julia Diamond Cosmetics. After that, I still went on with moisturizer to moisturize under the eye, cause why not? If not, you need a moisturizer to moisturize under your eyes. Now after that, I went in with my vitamin C to make the eyes to be properly moisturized. Okay, you should know that for those of you that don't know, they don't apply primer under the eye. The primer for the eyes has to be moisturizer, whether you like it or not. Do not apply primer under your eye. If you apply primer under your eye, you will not get a good result. Your makeup will break. Now what I'm applying a hydrating primer from Cheek Cosmetics. It's a primer, but it hydrates the skin. You mustn't get this exact brand I'm using, just get something good, that's all. Okay, after that I had to spray the face with the setting spray. Now because of her skin shade, I went in with Davila's. She has a white undertone, like she's light skin but she's not really yellow. Okay, so yeah, that's it. She has a light undertone. Now I went in to blend. Let me tell you something about this Davila's brand. This brand is affordable and nice. I don't know why this brand is not rated, but I'm telling you that this brand is so affordable and nice. Trust me, you wouldn't regret it. So I keep blending till I get a flawless finish. See, one thing you should know is that if your blending game is not strong, your makeup will not come on nice. You should always take your time to blend. That's one thing I always tell my students. Take your time to blend. If you don't take your time to blend, you will regret it. Trust me. You would regret it if you don't take your time to blend. After that, I'll be going in with blush. The blush I'm using is orange shade, but the blush is my lip palette, so I took the orange shade from it to blend properly. Okay, so don't get confused. Also, What I'm using as blush is my lipstick palette. I collected the orange shade. For those that are my students, like they also paid for mentorship, they know how this thing works. So you blend down to the contour regions. Wherever you're putting your contour, also put your blush there slightly on it. So after that, I'll be going in with concealer, because why not? I'll be going in with concealer. When I applied this concealer, I noticed that it was more like her skin tone. It was actually nice, but then I needed to just pop it up to make it lighter, because it's looking like her skin tone. So what I'll do is that I'll just pop it up with maybe a lighter shade of foundation if I don't want to use concealer, or a lighter shade of concealer, but not too light. See, the truth is that minimal product is better than maximum products as a bridal makeup artist. You know, one thing people don't know is that being a bridal makeup artist is entirely different from being a random makeup artist. As a bridal makeup artist, you ought to be a minimalist. You should allow the client to be very, very comfortable with her skin. That is one important thing you should know, that a client has to be comfortable in her skin, not the one you will do and then she's not comfortable, or her village people will start saying, the makeup is too much, oh, it's too much, oh. No, so that's why you should learn how to be a minimalist. Now I'm going in with the concealer I just applied, then I'll be blending properly. Blend properly, take your time. If you're rushing, you can rush the eyeshadow, you can rush the lips, but you see the skin work and the brows, these are the things that you should not rush in makeup. Take your time and blend properly. So as you can see, this her skin is giving that smooth blend. I had to blend and blend till I get a very good result. So now I'm going in with Davila's palette. This Davila's palette is nice, I must confess. For those of you that like high end and you don't really have enough money to buy high end, but you really want to get that high end feel, I think you should opt up for this one, because this is the OG of life. Like this, I'm not trying to overhype this brand, but I'm trying to let you know that I've tested this brand and I actually trust this brand. This is a brand that I can beat my chest and say, okay, it has full coverage, it is lightweight, most importantly as a makeup artist, not just a makeup artist, a bridal makeup artist. Like, it is lightweight, has full coverage, and it lasts for long. So you should check on IG, check the Villa's powder palette. They are found, in fact, everything they produce is good. I have everything. I'm not trying to hype them. They didn't pay me for PR. I'm just only telling you that this brand is good. You know, most times we underrate Nigerian brands, but trust me, Nigerian brands are really, really trying. Next in the queue is La Vida. La Vida is nice. So I actually blend the face using my powder palette first of all, before going in with my setting powder. Okay, I use my powder palette before going in with my setting powder. Don't forget. Reasons why I did that is because I want her to feel comfortable in her skin, okay, before I would apply the setting powder. Remember, you're not doing too much as a bridal makeup artist. Now I went in with setting powder from Gentle Dove Cosmetics. Remember, the first stage of this powder application is called setting, while the second stage is called baking. So I actually bought this high-end Sephora powder and I said, let me try it. So I decided to use it as my powder contour, even if it's way darker than her shade. It has this touch of bronze, like it has orange. How do I explain? But it's giving this bronze shade. It's not dark, so I decided to try it. If you observe, I do more of powder highlight. Okay, powder highlight is what I do more of, because powder contours, rather, sorry about that. Powder contour is what I do mostly, because if I do a cream contour, okay, using a Nigerian brand, most times it runs up my makeup, because some Nigerian brands, actually not all, tends to be very heavy or maybe very sticky. So by the time I do a cream contour, most times it doesn't really balance. Yeah, so what I'm actually doing is that I'm contouring her face. The places I need to add contour, I add the contour. Okay, I add. Now after that, I'll be going in with another powder, which is the same setting powder I use this time around, to just highlight under the eyes. Now I used a lighter one, so you see the way I balance the skin. I balanced it properly, and the places I'm applying this powder are the places I applied concealer. So please do not make mistakes. Okay, now for the brows, I'll be drawing the brows using my color 18 and color 3 pencil. Color 3 pencil is usually used for a dark skin, while color 18 is usually used for a light skin. Okay, so now I'm just using this pencil to outline the brows. I don't want to do too much. I'm just using the pencil to outline the brows. She's light skinned, so I wouldn't want the brows to be way too dark. You understand? We don't want the brows to be way too dark. After outlining, I go in with my sharpened pencil to create strokes. Faint, lovely strokes. You can zoom it in and observe. You see? And remember that what you do to the left, you do to the right. So I'm brushing the brows. So the technique I use in drawing these brows is also the same technique I will use in drawing the other brows. So don't get confused. Now for the concealer, I went in with a shade that is a little bit lighter than her skin tone. Just 2 shades lighter. And while concealing, I had to make sure that it's not too light. Okay, the brush I'm using is from Newborn Beauty N51. If you want to get it, check on Instagram. I won't be listing it out like normally. So what you just have to do, you just need to have your book and pen with you. That's why it's a class. Write what you're seeing. Okay, write what you are seeing. All right, so yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Now for the beginning part of the brows, I used a shade more like her skin. Why did you think I used a shade more like her skin, or a shade a little bit dark than her skin? That is because I would want to blend it with the contour region, and I wouldn't want my contour region to be too white. I want it to easily blend. I know most of you would be like, you didn't conceal the top of the brows. Yes, I did not conceal. I felt like, okay, since my under arc is okay, there is no reason to. But as a perfectionist that I want my students to be, please, if there is a need to conceal your top using the shade of foundation, so it doesn't spoil your skin work. Now what I'm going in with is a powder palette. You see this blending for transition, powder palette is the best. Like, this is what I always advise to. If you use eyeshadow, it will be too harsh, so just stick to using powder palette. Powder palette will give you a very nice effect. It will give you a blended effect and all of that. Now after that, I went into using a powder blush to give that warm feel to the face, you understand. I actually apply this powder blush when I'm done with the glam, but while doing this glam I noticed that I wasn't feeling that warm energy again, so I had to just spice it up. See, and there's one thing about makeup: just do you and get a good result. That is all. There is no policy to makeup. Just do what you know that will look nice and fine, and you see everybody liking your post. So to get that lifted look, I went in with using a razor. If you can observe, my razor is not open. Please don't make a mistake. My razor is not open. And then I went in with a dark shade and shaded it because I wanted a pigmented look. Using pigment, I had to use that powder that has this shade, this dark shade. Remember, I did not really use black because she's light skin. I don't want her look to look very harsh. Okay, so that's why I decided to use brown. Okay, a dark brown rather, to do this. Now I went in with pigments, or you call it, I this is not glitters, because glitters are usually very chunky. These are pigments. I went in with a gold and a little bit of pink pigments to get this effect. Okay, gold and a little bit of pink pigments to get this effect. I love using my hand to blend this because I feel like the hand blends it the way I want to. Most times whenever I use brush, it ends up being so messy and tacky. So I just leave using my brushes. I prefer using my hands for this, and it actually gives me what I want. Now after that, I would want to blend off excess, like any excess. I want to blend it off from the skin so that the skin looks properly blended. And what I'm using to blend off excess is my brush, then collecting a little bit of cool warm tone powder from the powder palette to blend off excess. So the kajal is and lashes was placed off camera because she had a sensitive eye, but you all know how to apply kajal under the eye and mascara alongside with your lashes. Your lashes should be placed directly on the lashes. And then there is something I observe about that Morphe I showed you, not Davilas. That's a high-end brand though. But I noticed that whenever I apply it on the skin, it pulls out the glam. So I really don't understand, but let's leave that one. So after applying that, I noticed that, so I had to apply Davila's spray. You see why I say you should buy Davila's? So Davila's spray had to set it back intact. Davila's spray is more like a sweat lock spray, so whatever glam you're doing, it will make it blend and then seal it up in. So now to outline the lips, I went in with using Newborn Beauty to do the lips outline. This is beautiful, isn't it? I went in to use this for the lip outline. Trust me, you will love this. Just watch and see how the outcome will look like. This is how the lips needs to be outlined. You take your time while outlining the lips. You don't need to rush. It is not necessary to rush while outlining the lips. Okay. So what I'm actually applying now is called a cream highlight. You already know about bronzer. Yes, so this is the cream foam. I applied that using a blending foam before applying bronzer. So if you see properly, her makeup and everything is looking like her skin. The bronzer I'm using is from Younger Beauty. They have different shades for light skin, for dark skin. They have the shade purplish and all of that. I cannot remember, but I know they have different shades. So if you ask a vendor, I need Younger Beauty, they should let you know the one they have. Just tell them, if you want to buy for light skin, tell them, okay, this is what I want for light skin. If you want to buy for dark skin, this is what I want for dark skin. So I am applying this using my blendable brush. Okay, so you see that lips, see that glow, everything is giving what it should give. This job is without filter.